So I don't want to start off on the downer note by talking about the environment, but can I do it? I read a very disturbing piece of information. I read, this is true. Collectively, all of the world's billionaires produce as much CO2 as the entire nation of France. It's true. It's not funny, but it's true. And I know it's uncomfortable. We don't want to talk about this, but I think we gotta start seriously considering banning France. You're not gonna miss it. No, the world's pretty fucked right now. It's crazy. Like, do you realize that unless we find a way for heterosexual men to say "I love you" to each other, they're just gonna keep making podcasts. This doesn't end. This doesn't end anytime soon. I'm not a religious man. I lost my faith right around the time I lost my hair. Coincidence? I don't know. I've accepted my baldness. I have. I used to be jealous of a good head of hair. I'd be like, damn it! But now I'm like, no, I get it. It's good. But it's weirder now. Now I'm like jealous of like the shape of other bald men's heads. Which is not the person I ever expected to be, but here we are. It's a weird one too, because I'll be walking down the street, get lost in some guy's scalp, just be like, oh, what a dome. Oh, he's got a good head of head. No, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual, mainly because I don't know what else to call it when I, put crystals up my butt, or whatever it is we do. I just do what Gwyneth Paltrow tells me to, okay? That's what this is about. When I left religion, I had people who were mad about it. I had a guy come up to me and says, oh, so you don't believe in God no more, huh? Well, then where do you get your morality from? What's to stop you from going around murdering people? And I hate stupid questions like that. So I killed him. And nothing happened. It was the damnedest thing. It's crazy. I know you're not supposed to pick a favorite, but if it's between the deaf and the blind, I'm gonna go blind. That joke's for everyone. It's okay. It's okay. No, the weird thing about the furry community, as long as we're on the subject, you will get whiplash during my set. Don't worry. Just don't try to connect the dots. They're not. The weird thing about the furry community is like a certain subset of them insist it's not a sexual thing, which is interesting, but now just much less relatable to me. I don't know. Because it's like if I see like a man dressed as a yak on the corner, like, and he's like, oh, don't worry, it's not sexual. Suddenly I'm very worried. I'm like extremely worried now, like, because now I don't understand any part of what this is. It's like, because if he says like, no, it's a sexual thing, I'm like, oh, got it. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm hip. I know what's what. Yeah, I'm a bit of a weirdo kink boy myself. Just the other day, me and the missus were enjoying the maritals, and we were getting missionary, and she said to me, she said, like, call me a bad girl, and I was like, but babe, you're a good girl. And she's like, but God, and I said, you're kind of bad, and it was hot. So I'm no stranger to the darker sides of human erotic. But I don't know, if I see a guy dressed as a yak just for too long, I'm just like, and he's like, it's not sexual, just for God's sakes, would you cut a hole in that thing and fuck something? You're beginning to freak me out. Can't handle this. Are there any conspiracy theorists in the audience tonight?
No.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew none of you would be. I feel bad for conspiracy theorists. Like, well, I'm a little envious of them, actually, because like they're way more optimistic than me. They're like, oh, there's a secret cabal government alien. They're controlling the whole world. And I'm like, you think someone's in control out there? That's cute. I don't know. They're like, no, the world's flat. They don't want you to know what's on the other side of the ice sheet. And I'm like, it's much worse than that, I'm afraid. We've seen the entire world, and it's all right. That'll stop. We've seen the entire world, and the spirit of adventure is dead, and that's way sad. Oh, sorry, guys. We never went to the moon, though. You can't say we went to the moon. I can. We did go to the moon, but it's much worse than that. I don't care. None of us cares. Single greatest technological achievement in the history of humankind, and not a single person in this room, I guarantee you, gives a shit about it. I don't know. That's way sadder than, oh, the government lied once. Like, come on, grow up. So people are still trying to go to space. I think we should still be sending monkeys to space, honestly. Not for science, but for dominance. I think we should. Like Canada has a space program, America has a space program. Did you know Mexico has a space program? Mexico has a space program, that's true. How surprised were you to find that out? Like scale of 1 to 10. Do you have the number in your head?
Yeah.
That's how racist you are. No arguments, we just measured it. But now the healing can begin. I think the weirder country to me is the UK. The UK has a space program. The UK. Ugh. That's how I pronounce it. When I was reading about Brexit, it was hilarious. Oh, the ugh wants to leave the ew. Like, this is, I'm a child. But the UK has a space, you can't have spaceship capabilities and little kings and queens running around knighting each other. Like, pick a lane. You Star Trek or Harry Potter, you can't do both, it's weird. Speaking of countries to dunk on, boy, that America place is wild, huh? It's fucked up down there, isn't it? Which I can say that, because I am American. And you can say it too, because we don't care what you think. We don't. No, I mean, it's weird being an American in Canada, because, like, you know, we're not so different. Like, our cultures are pretty similar. Like, we're not that different. Like, you guys, like, oh, I'm sorry, and I'm like, where's my gun? You know, like, but it's pretty similar. But, like, I don't want, like, people get freaked out or nothing that I'm from the States up here. Like, it's fine. I'm not after your oil. I'm not looking. I know you got it. Don't like tell me where it is though. I'm not looking for it. That's not why I'm here. Like, don't point on a map. Don't show me. Not interested in that. But I will find it. I'll find all your goddamn delicious oil. Man, whoa, guys, sorry, I had a little black void moment. Did I say anything weird? Any American foreign policy come out? I'm so sorry. Just, you know, you could leave, you could move to another country, but parts of the culture, they don't die. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I used to be a teacher. I taught. Now I'm a tutor. I toot. You're welcome. And I tutor English as a second language. I tutor online, which is a great job because it's like regular teaching, except you can do it without wearing pants. Which you can do in a regular classroom too, but for not as long. I timed it. This is a true story. So my students are from all over the world. They're mostly adults, which is good because some of them are pretty hot. But it's really this one guy. He's really cool. He's from Germany, right? And we're doing this activity. This is a 100% true story. We're doing this activity where I just ask him random questions that my computer generates just to have a conversation in English, right? It's kind of a warm-up activity. And the question I got this day was, what are 3 things you could do with a time machine? I asked the German. And I was so excited, man, you don't know. And he was like, oh, that's great. I never thought about it before. And I was like, I bet you haven't. And he had a real hard time thinking of something. But eventually he was able to get something out. He was like, I suppose I could go back in time and visit my grandparents. Yeah. I was like, oh, cool, very creative. But in my head, I was like, say it. Say it. But you got 2 more goes in the time machine. 2 more goes. You go anywhere. Anywhere you want. Go anywhere, into the future or the past. Not to push the gas in any direction, but where do you want to go? German boy. No. I was nice. And he was like, I suppose this is 100% true. He says, I suppose I could go back in time to the day I was born and witness my birth. Yuck! It's just they don't pay me enough to do this job. That is fucked. I'm sorry. I was like, maybe it's a German thing. I didn't want to like give him a complex. So like, no, you're a good and normal boy. Don't worry about it. But as long as we're on the subject, are there any other babies in history you'd like to maybe pay a visit to? And you could tell I wanted him to say something specific, but he wasn't sure what it was. So he just kind of studying my face, trying to tease it out. He was like, I could go back in time and witness your birth? Hell, I'll take it, because, he didn't want to answer these questions, I put him on the spot. You can't be mad at him. I can't be mad at him. He was just doing what I told him to, he was just following orders. He's just following orders, guys. I don't know. I'm just happy to be working with adults now, because like I said, I used to be a teacher. I taught in high school, and that's an actually hard demographic. And after doing that for a couple years, it's honestly, ethically, I don't know if I could kill baby Hitler, but after high school, I for sure could kill 15-year-old Hitler. Thank you very much. My name is Jonathan Burrello.